Good morning, and welcome back to Please Hate This Build Part 3. If you missed the previous parts, feel free to head on over to my channel to watch those. Today we're going to be finishing the interior, and I'm actually very embarrassed, but I apparently forgot to save the video where I decorated the rest of the kitchen / dining room and the top floor, which sucks because I think it's one of the most cursed parts. But in the last video, I'll walk you guys through the whole house so you can see what it looks like without all the moving around. Anyway, let's get into the video. That's the wrong music. Oh my gosh. Good morning. A Instagram account for cats messaged me saying, we're a famous cat company that sells cat clothes and cat toys, and we would like to send you 3 free items, and as thank you, you can tag us in the pictures you post. So basically they're saying, hey, give us free advertising, and I'm contemplating saying that my cat's rates are $50 a picture. Cool to get free cat toys and free cat clothes, but my cats don't really wear clothes, and we have cat toys for them, but they don't really bother playing with them. They preferred a scrunched up piece of tin foil that you throw on the ground. Today we're gonna continue our Cursed Sims build. Anyway, cursed build time! I start off by making the back wall in the living room round. I wanted to make the other corner round too, so it had like an S shape to it, but you can't place round walls diagonal, so my dreams were promptly crushed. I had no particular inspiration for the living room, so I just placed some items that I thought matched the kitchen decor, which was my mistake, because this made the downstairs look way too nice and not at all as cursed as it could have been. I actually recently did a stream where I built a cat-shaped house, courtesy of my stupid ass misspeaking in the first video of this series, that I will try to upload in the near future, and I believe I redeemed myself with the cursedness in that build. I wanted to make as much practical use of the space as possible, so in this weird corner, I made a little kid play corner just by packing it with as much toddler stuff as I could. I think I used a lot of the same stuff I used in a kid's bedroom because I don't have the toddler stuff back, so my options were pretty limited. The cursed bathroom was calling my name again, so I changed some things to make the wood colors not so mismatched. As you can see, I'm kind of all over the place doing that and changing the rug in the kitchen for whatever reason while trying to decorate the big space behind the living room. I wasn't quite sure how I wanted to decorate that because it's pretty big, but I decided that one dining room wasn't enough and that I wanted a space to be like a formal dining area. Are you happy now, Twitch chat? Now that you can watch your favorite animus and VTubers while inhaling your sopping wet cheeseburgers from your favorite fast food chain? Then, after painting the walls, I gotta find a way to fill up the rest of all that space. Again, instead of doing something really cursed like a ping pong table or several more fish tanks, I revert to my standard decorating style and fill it with bookshelves and plants. And more plants. And bigger plants. And more plants. More plants. Plants on the floor, plants on the bookshelves, plants in the corners, plants next to plants. All the plants. I don't know if anyone else does this, but when I have too much space to fill up, I usually just put down a bunch of plants and side tables to put plants on. It just makes the space feel so much more alive, which I think we all need with how often our Sims, accidentally meet their fate. Then I gave the little hallway the same tile as the kitchen and put it on a platform, which I admittedly was struggling with a little because I don't use platforms very often, and I did the same thing to the entryway, to separate it from the dining room and make it feel like more 2 separate spaces. I see this a lot in older houses where the entrance / hallway will be higher or lower, and I think it makes the space really cozy. The decor is now starting to come together, and I shift my focus back to the somewhat barren living room to add some necessities like music and light. Look, if your house doesn't have some form of stereo or speakers, or at least a boombox, don't even invite me because I need music to distract me from the infinite anxiety my mind puts me through. It's like an all-girls high school in there with how much shit I give myself. I don't know why, but for some reason I imagine the family that lives here to be quite religious, so I put these beautifully intricate paintings from City Livings on the back wall. I suddenly got the urge to put a platform in the garage, but the round walls continue to be the bane of my existence, so it's back to the living room. I hang up another beautiful painting behind the couch and add an accent table with a bunch of clutter. You know how when you're chilling on the couch and messing with a thing, and then when you're done you don't want to get up and put the thing away, so you just put it on the nearest surface? That's kind of what I tried making here. At this point, I'm kind of done with this area and look around a bit to see if I can change anything to make it better, which once again, I shouldn't have done because it was supposed to be cursed, but whatever. I add some steps to the front door and move on to the first floor. I think I did a lot better at making this floor cursed. I did have this picture as an inspiration for the bathroom and tried following that vibe for the rest of the floor. I tried using a lot of busy patterns and bright colors to make it as hard to look at as possible. What you see me doing here is something I've been doing recently, where instead of using the shower cabinets in the game, I'll make a glass wall using windows and glass doors to make a giant shower cabinet with those tiny living showers in it, which is more of its own room. I think in a big house like this, it's kind of justified, but I've been doing this in almost all of my builds recently, and there's definitely times where it's less than necessary. But this bathroom was so big that it's okay, right? Since I'm using tall walls here, I spent quite some time figuring out what door and windows to use, but in the end, this wide window from the college pack was perfect for the top. And I alt-placed these tall windows from Eco Lifestyle to show the bottom trim on the walls, which I think looks pretty cute. I really wanted a built-in tub in the middle of the back wall so I could surround it with the tiles I was using, but of course it was on a half tile. I even tried it with a hot tub, but that would take up too much space, so instead I just put a half wall to separate the toilet from the bathtub. I put in the most colorful bathroom furniture I could find, like this red mirror and the green and pink bathtub, before cluttering up the space. I really struggle with larger bathrooms. I've just never lived in a house with a big bathroom, so I don't really know how to furnish them, but I took a lot of inspiration from my grandparents' bathroom in their old house that they completely renovated. It wasn't big by any means, but it was super fancy, with shiny counters and even a waterfall shower. We don't actually have one of those in The Sims, but we can pretend. So for the counters, I use those weird bright base game counters, which I don't usually like, so I thought they were perfect for this build, but I did end up liking them in this bathroom. Then I add some shelves and art to the wall to make them feel not so empty, even though the tile is super busy already, but I thought it needed more stuff. I put the laundry machine and dryer stack in here, but I end up making a separate room for that later, so if you think it looks weird, don't worry, I did too. Then I put some finishing touches like the clutter on the counter and some more art on the wall. After that, I move on to the kids' bedroom. I think this shape is already really hard to decorate, so I didn't really need to do much to make it cursed, but I did anyway. Again, I tried using as many colorful things as I can, especially since they're a kid and they'd probably want that, so I just grabbed every colorful thing that I saw, including that rug that I never used because it has such a weird shape, and these shelves that I love and use in all of my kids' rooms. I really tried using things here that I never do because I just think they're ugly, like this cats and dogs nightstand with a panda light on it. I just think those two items have such peculiar shapes that I never know where to use them, but in this build that didn't really matter. In fact, that was probably what this whole house should have been. I also added this apple clock that I never use, which is actually really cute. Then I put in the busiest carpet that I could find and I replaced the weird rug with this cute egg rug from the high school pack to fill up the floor space a little. I painted the walls with this circle pattern wallpaper, which I ended up changing later because I thought there were just too many shapes going on in this space. Also, I don't always do this, but I really wanted this room to have curtains because there are just so many windows that if I didn't do this, this kid would have zero privacy ever. And with that, this room is finished. Next, I started working on what I knew I wanted to be a teen room. Now, this room has part of the back door poking through the floor, so the first thing I did was put a bed in front of that. I realized I forgot to put a ceiling light in the kids' room, so I go back and do that real quick before continuing the teen room. I didn't really know what I wanted for this room, so I just started off by placing things from the high school pack and some teen essentials like a desk and a spot to hang out with friends in that weird corner. I wanted them to have everything they need to entertain themselves because I know I would have loved my very own little living room when I was a teen, and this room is big enough, so why not? When I say I gave them everything, I really mean everything that a teenager could probably want. They have a TV and a console and a radio and a sofa and a table. At this point, I don't see a reason for the sim to ever leave this room except to go to the bathroom and have dinner downstairs. Honestly, I could have probably fit a mini fridge with a microwave up here and it still would look fine. I really wanted to use the wavy, drippy wallpaper in this room, but I was really annoyed with how it doesn't line up in the corner, so I went with this leaf pattern wall instead. I used to use this wallpaper in all of my builds. Now that the walls are painted, I got more of an idea of what I wanted for the room, and I imagine that the sim maybe loves plants and wants to be a botanist. I might have been a little influenced for this because I've been watching Lil Simsy's Legacy Challenge on YouTube, and her current sim named Bluebell wants to be a botanist, but I think that's a really cute career, and I already love decorating with plants, so this decision was a no-brainer for me. But because I did that, this room also ended up looking really cute in my opinion, but you know what they say about order and chaos, or chaos and order, or cursed and not cursed? I don't know, but I do know that this would have been my ideal teen room, and I hope you guys can relate to that. Finally, I start cluttering up the walls. I really wanted to decorate the chill area a lot since I imagine they spend a lot of their time there laying on the couch, maybe browsing TikTok, or in their case probably Social Bunny, the social media platform in The Sims. And since their balcony door looked right into the kids' room, I hung a little curtain there. I really love this fairy light thing from the high school pack, and I've been using it in a lot of my teen rooms. When I was a teen, this was so trendy, like everyone had this. If you didn't have this, you weren't cool on Tumblr. Last but not least, we've arrived at the hallway. I chose this blue rectangle wallpaper to match the chaotic energy of the rest of the floor, and for some reason it reminds me of the movie Stuart Little. You know, the movie where the family adopts a mouse? I don't know if they have this wallpaper in that movie or if I'm just making shit up, but I really get that vibe from this hallway. As I mentioned earlier, I made a separate laundry room here since the hallway still had a lot of space, and I just used a lot of stuff from the Laundry Day pack. I think that this pack has some of the most adorable furniture, but I'm not a big fan of the gameplay. Lastly, I put a little bench and some art in the hall, and voila! I hate to say it, but I think the upstairs is done. Or, well, the second floor, because this is the upstairs and it was already done. We just need to do the garage and the landscaping. I can't believe we are almost done with the cursed house. All I ask is that one day I get to see the blueprints of this house to see how accurate my layout is. Maybe I'll make a family for this house, although I have no idea who this family would be. I can't get a read on them from the inside of this house. Are they this? Is this them? Are they this? What is this even? Is this them? I know who this person is, but like, are these people the same people as these people? They have to be, because this is the master bedroom. They don't look like the same people from what their house looks like. I can't get a beat on this family, man. I'm just gonna get rid of this wall. I'm sorry. Although it was supposed to be a cursed build, I did take some liberties, making it not as cursed as it should and or could be, but cursed enough, wouldn't you say? Oh no. Did I move the roof? Oh no! Hidden boss clipping roof. This is fine. No, it's really not fine though. I hate everything that is happening here. Let's just all breathe and remember that this house is supposed to be cursed, and it is cursed. For today, that's all she wrote. Next time we're gonna be making the garage and doing the landscaping. Have a good day.